Good people, Gunnar Mutley here, and in today's video I'll be giving you the Aston Villa versus Arsenal post-match review and player ratings. So yeah, man, great result for Arsenal in the end. We're winning 4-2 away from home at Villa Park. And yeah, I just watched the highlights back. So first 5 minutes into the game, Zinchenko loses the ball. We go 1-0 down. A nice strike by Ollie Watkins. And I personally think, obviously, Zinny was at fault there for giving the ball away. And then I think Saliba could have done better, really, man. He should have faced up to his man a bit better. And even Ramsdale could have done a bit better. But yeah, well, like I'm not gonna nitty pick. Like there were some bad decisions in the game that some of the players did, and it cost us. But we dug deep. Yeah, we showed what title contenders can do. If we're gonna win this league, we're gonna have to show results like what we did against Villa. Come from behind twice, and it's the first time I see a stat since 2009 where we've actually won a away game from home when we were losing. So yeah, great stuff from the team, man. But yeah, like went 1-0 down 5 minutes in. Then 30 minutes in, Villa went 2-1 up with a great team goal. That was a nice work goal. I think Ben White was poor and Xhaka came across too quick in the box. That was quite poor from him. Ends up being nuts a bit. And yeah, great goal from the team when they'd done a nice little fake. And Coutinho slapped the ball in the back of the net. Great goal from them. Saka had a great goal in the box, smashed it with a volley. Really took that well. And Zinchenko, first goal for Arsenal, first goal for the Premier League, and what a great bloody celebration that was. Yeah, and bloody hell, 94th or third minute in extra time. Jorginho steps up, slaps it, hits the crossbar, it goes back off Emmy's fucking head into the net. Couldn't have been a better story. Because all these shithousery, he's wasting time, you know what I mean? Come back to bite him in the end. And then yeah, Vieira gets the ball from the corner, slides in Martinelli, and he celebrates before he's put the ball in the net. So yeah, couldn't have been any better for us really in the end. But I guarantee every Arsenal fan 5 minutes in thought, here we go again. Started panicking. I guarantee because I felt it. I'm not even gonna lie. That was a very dodgy game for us. Probably one of the best Premier League games of the season, if I'll be honest. It was back and forth for quite a lot of the game, and then the second half, Arsenal stepped up. We stepped up, and we showed how good we were. Odegaard got onto the ball quite well. I think he started dictating the tempo of the game. Yeah, and overall, most of the players had a great second half. If only we played like that in the first half, we would have absolutely wiped Villa away. But hats off to Villa. They played a great game. It wasn't like they played bad. They were good the entire game. And yeah, and I think the 82nd or 83rd minute, they got through Leon Bailey and yeah, Ramsdale made a fantastic save. If that goes in, we'll probably lose the game. But yeah, man, what a save from Ramsdale. Hits it back off to the post. And yeah, man, it was what a fantastic win for Arsenal. So happy about it, man. And then yeah, City go to an hour and a half later, draw away from home to Forest. And I said that in my prediction. I was like, let's hope that Forest could get us a little result, and they did, man. So we're back to the top of the league, 2 points clear. We've got our game in hand against Everton. So if we can play like that against Everton, we'll beat them. And yeah, we'll go 5 points clear again. So the title's back in our hands. There's 15 games left. Now we'll really see if we are gonna win the league. Oh man, I'm so happy about the result. Seriously, so happy about the result. The Man City result. I think every Arsenal fan was down there because it's. You got to think in 5 games we'd lost. We'd only won one game. lost two, drawn one. It wasn't too good, man. It wasn't too good. But yeah, the Villa result puts us back up, gets us all happy again, gets us all fighting again. And yeah, and I was just gonna say, Jorginho had a fantastic game. Man of the match performance, I think, to be honest. Saka was really. It's a bit hard to try and pick between the two of them who was the best, but Jorginho, he won the ball back about 4 or 5 times. His passes were breaking the lines, and his strike gets us what obviously wasn't the winning goal, but it's the goal that put us back in front. Obviously, it comes off the post and hits the goalie in the back of the head and goes in, but still his strike. So yeah, man, hats off to Jorginho. Great, great. And even against City, he didn't play bad. He had quite a good individual performance, but overall, second half, he was just crap. So it didn't matter who played well, really, in the second half. The entire team just had their head down. We didn't come out. We didn't play as well. And that's just it. We could have played the performance we did in the first half and not to put Eddie and Ketia down, but some of the chances we've been missing against City and Villa, it's just like, come on, man. We need a goal scorer. And should have Arsenal tried to have got someone in January? Yeah, we should have. That Marcus Thuram plays for Mudjambak, um, the team where Granit Xhaka got signed from. He's in his last 6 months, 12 million euros. He's a different type of striker. He's big, he's got pace, he's athletic. Why not try it? You know what I mean? We could have gone for someone like that, but we didn't. Well, it is what it is now, innit? We just got to try and get through the rest of the season now. Hopefully, Jesus comes back by the end of the month, early March, and then hopefully he's back in the same form as what he was when he left. Because them type of injuries is who knows if he's going to come back and be the same. But you can see that he's already in training, so yeah, hats off to the guy. Let's hopefully he gets back, and then we should be sort of firing on all cylinders. We'll have ESR back as well. And yeah, I see today as well. El Neni's got a new contract for another year. So will that impact on who we're going to sign in the summer? Who knows? We'll find out, won't we? But yeah, I'm going to go into some of the player ratings, guys. So we'll start Ramsdale. So I think the fact that he let in 2 goals was a bit dodgy on the first one. Second one, he couldn't really do much about. I think his positioning, he could have. I think if Saliba would have come across a bit more, he would have pushed his guy out to the left, and therefore Ramsdale, if he comes out just a tiny bit more, he shuts the angle down a bit. That's my only thing I was thinking when I watched it back. I thought it when I watched the game, and then I saw it a few minutes ago before I come on the stream. And yeah, man, they definitely Saliba holds off a bit too much, and Ramsdale could have cut the angle a little bit more. Well, it is what it is. I'd say I probably would have given him about a 6-5, but because of that save against Leon Bailey, that's like a goal. Sorry, guys. Yeah, that's like a goal up the other end. So I'm gonna give him a 7. Then we'll go to Ben White. So Ben White on the first goal, he's up the field. He's nowhere near. Saliba's the only one that's back. So I'm not gonna really put him at fault for the first goal, but he wasn't there. If your left back's going up, the right back should sit back, I think. Well, that might be down to Arteta's tactics, but yeah, he got up well. He's attacked. He got around Saliba quite a lot on the overlap. He put a few good balls into Eddie. Eddie nearly scoring from one of them. On the second goal, he is at fault. The ball comes down his side. He goes in a bit too early, and then it comes into Xhaka. Xhaka does the same thing a bit early, and they end up scoring. So I'm gonna give him a, and he sort of faded just towards the end, so then Tommy had to come on. So I'm gonna give him a 6.5. I say he had a decent performance, made a couple of mistakes, but he tapped well. I'll give him a 6.5. Then we'll go to the left back, Zini, at fault for the first goal, gives the ball away. Then we end up conceding. Overall, had a good game, but he got caught on the Liam Bailey attack being upfield, and he never. Obviously, Bailey is fast, but he was nowhere near it. Could never even catch him up. So maybe with someone that pace, he should have stepped back a bit and didn't give him so much space, so he could have ran away. But overall, like I said, he had a good game. Scored our equaliser to make it at 2-2, and I'll probably give him a 6.52 because he had a good game. He'd had a couple poor things, and he had quite a few good positive things in the game. So I'll give him a 6.5. We go to Saliba. I'm probably gonna do the same with Saliba because I find on the first goal he was at fault 100%. He should have stayed a bit tight to his man, tried to push him out. When he shouldn't have given him as much time for when he took the ball down. The moment Ollie was taking the ball down, he should have been onto him in my book. Obviously, I'm not a world class player, but I played in defence when I played in. I wouldn't give him the time. Yeah, so I'll give him a 6.52. Then we'll go to Gabriel. I'm gonna give Gabby a 7. I say he was a little bit better than Saliba on the night. Saliba, like I said, he didn't do nothing bad. From after that, he never gave Ollie any more space. But we did concede 2 goals, so yeah, man, I'm gonna give Gabby the 7. Then we're going to midfield. So we'll start with Jorginho, who I'm gonna give him a 9 out of 10. I'm gonna make him my man of the match. I honestly thought it was a bit hard for me to pick between Saka and him because Saka got this sort of niggle injury and he stayed on and he made a threat the entire game. So but yeah, like I said, I think Jorginho made about 4 or 5 tackles where he won the ball back for Arsenal and got us going forward again. Then countless. I can't even remember the amount of times he put forward passes through. He got Eddie through once. He put Ben White in a few times. Saka, I think he even got in a couple of times. Like endless through balls and balls that were breaking the lines of the play. Yeah, man, great performance from Jorginho. 9 out of 10. I'm gonna go to Xhaka. So for me, I've been saying it to my brother and a couple others because we're all big diehard Arsenal fans. I think Xhaka needs to be out of the team for a few games or just at least get one game's rest because he's not been affecting the games as much as what he was in the first half of the season. And I think the last time he actually made a goal scoring opportunity or a goal contribution would have been the West Ham game. I mean, not sorry, the Man United game with the cross, and he headed it in. So yeah, like for me, he doesn't like. I'm not trying to dig Xhaka out here because he's had a great season, but he doesn't get enough goal contribution for an 8 for me. So yeah, like I said, like I'm not trying to dig the guy out. He's having a great season. I'm fully behind the Arsenal squad and behind the team, and I hope all players do well. But I just think when he's in the attacking third, and Zinni's been doing it a lot as well. The guy when they get the ball, they tend to just pass inside the easier pass because Xhaka is not as agile. He won't try to like look what he did against City. He tried to take the ball forward. We had four people on the attack, and he ends up losing the ball to Diaz, who's on the floor because he stops. He was thinking twice about passing or going around his man. He ends up losing the ball, and that's all down to his agility. Like I said, I'm not trying to dig Xhaka out because we won the game. He wasn't at fault for the game, but he was off par in today's game. Well, Saturday's game now. It's not today because I'm a few days late. But yeah, he was off par, man. Defo off par. Um, one of his probably his worst performances. So I'm gonna give him a 5.5. I'd say that's just average, above average performance. We'll go on to Odegaard. So like Odegaard, that was a game of 2 halves for him. First half, I would have given him like a 3. Second half, I'd give him a 7, 8 maybe, because he was just He was fantastic in the second half, dictated the tempo of the game. Yeah, countless of good passes. He slipped Eddie and Nketiah, who done a really very poor touch, and that should have been a goal for me. I was screaming my head off at Eddie for him for that very bad touch. It's a decent touch. He slaps the ball in the back of the net. But yeah, man. The only thing in the second half is he misses that guilt. I don't know how he misses that. That was guilt straight. He should have been a goal, 110%. Eddie wins the ball back off at Emmy, squares the ball for him on FIFA. That's a sweaty tapping, and he missed. The only thing I could say is you had Emmy about to run back over one side, he had the defender coming the other side. So obviously you had to kind of rush the shot. That's it, but it should be a goal, man. Some with the quality of Odegaard, that should have been in the top bins, 110%. But I'm going to give him a 7. I think the way he dictated the tempo of the second half, it'd be a bit hard for me to make him rate him any lower. But it wasn't one of his best games, put it that way. But the second half performance was a big step up, and he's one of the main reasons why we won the game. He got the assist. I know it's from a short corner, but it was a nice weighted pass, and Zinni slapped it in to make it 2-2. Should have made it 3-2 himself, but we're not gonna gripe. He won 4-2 in the end, and yeah, great result for Arsenal. So I'm gonna go on to Trossard on the left. Trossard had a decent game. I think first 25 minutes you could see his qualities in it. He sort of died out a bit towards the later half of the first half and in the second half. But one thing I will say to him, he was isolated a lot. I noticed it in that game. Xhaka and Zinni, when they pick up the ball on the left hand side, tend to bring it straight back in the middle. There's only a few times where they went on the outside and actually passed back to Trossard on the left. So it's the same thing happening with Martinelli and Trossard. It doesn't matter who plays on the left. They're sort of because they're inverted. And whereas Xhaka's not getting into the pockets of space where he was doing so much in the first half of the season, because Xhaka was either picking up on the left side, he was getting forward, taking the striker role sometimes because they like Jesus and Martinelli were swapping around a bit. So yeah, man, it's like we're looking good and we're not playing that great is the main thing. You know what I mean? We've got players coming back from injury. So yeah, man, second half of the season we should step up. So I'm gonna give Trossard a 6.5. I say he had a decent game. He didn't do enough to get anything higher than that, to be honest. Saka, I'm gonna give him a 9. Fantastic strike for our first goal. And yeah, he was a nuisance to Villa the entire game. And there was points in the game they had 2, 3 man on him, kept kicking him, got some strappings, rid it off, and put a great performance in for Arsenal again. Then we go to Eddie up top. See, for me, Eddie puts in a great shift, but that should be a bare minimum for any player that's playing for Arsenal, man. You should be working your ass off, working your socks off. He does win the ball off at Emery, squares it to Odegaard, which should have got him an assist. Like Odegaard should have scored that 110%. So you could say that he would have got us the assist at least. But yeah, man, he wasn't the greatest performances. He's hit the crossbar, should have scored another chance that he had. Odegaard, yeah, like the Odegaard chance again. That's two. He had another header and the Odegaard. Them two should have been goals, man. Like, but I'm not here to call for Eddie's head. You know what I mean? He's not scoring enough for us when he should be. But it is what it is, and we won 4-2 in the end. So as long as we're winning, that's the main thing, man. Subs. So no one really came on for too long. So what I'm gonna do is Tierney's and that are gonna get a standard 6. Vieira I'm gonna give a 7 for the because he gets the ball from the corner, runs it forward, puts a like an acute nice pass in for Martinelli. He ends up going through scoring a goal. And then Martinelli, I'll give an 8 because his goal he took and he also basically got the assist on the Jorginho goal. So even though it hit the crossbar and hit the goalie, it was his through ball that put it through. So yeah, man, um, I'll give him an 8. Arteta, I'm gonna give an 8. He made good subs, and he done them quite earlier this time around. He didn't wait so late like what he did against City. So yeah, man, great result for Arsenal. Leicester's next, and now our next few games, like no game's easy in the league, but they are easier opposition than playing against Man City and that. So let's hope we can really put ourselves in a good position now for the second half of the season. I know we've got some easier teams, like I said, but no team's easy. If we can bang them results through and win our next 4 or 5 games, we really are going to set ourselves up for a nice second half of the season. Yeah, man, great result, like I said. And yeah, like I haven't been putting out as much videos recently because I lost my nan back in December, 2 weeks before Christmas, and we've had to wait till Valentine's Day to lay her to rest. So yeah, man, it's been a hard time. I don't live in London no more, so traveling up north down to London and just has not really been in the place to really be doing a lot of videos. But just know I'm gonna be doing a lot of videos again, trying to put the content out. And just want to thank you guys for all the love and support you've been giving me. The channel's growing day by day. And yeah, man, Muttley, good and Muttley's here to stay, innit? So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the love. And this until the next time, guys. Good and Muttley, the YouTube correspondent, signing off. See you.